Hey guys, it's Mike with another King Arthur Legends Rise video. Yesterday's video, I'm actually recording back to back, but in yesterday's video, I completely spaced it and forgot to hit record and went through all of my summons. Part of that too was in the Ruby shop here under pop-up offers. There were these gear pieces for 1,500 rubies, and you get 40 pieces of 6-star legendary gear in any set that you want. So you have attack, you have crit rate, you have speed, vigor, which is obviously the one I did, as well as counter and accuracy. But you actually get 40 pieces of gear here for and 6-star legendary gear for 1,500 rubies. And I felt like this is probably one of the best things I've ever spent my rubies on. My account is needing gear big time. So I went through and I bought the Vigor set. I'm pretty sure it was off camera. Although to be fair, I didn't even go back and edit that video yet because I was so distraught about it. I just moved on to the next video. But it will be posted by now. So we'll see exactly what happened. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pick this up as well. And if I happen to get another 1,500 rubies before this is over, I think I am going to buy another 40 Vigor. So I did stack up a lot of these resources while I was away, and I'm just kind of going through them, and it's like dropping a bunch of stamina on me right now, which is actually kind of cool because I did pull Brennan off camera yesterday in my video. So I need to get going on that event and get some stamina going in there. But today we're actually going to build Brennan and get him useful so that I can put him on that team and get those added bonus rewards that they're running, and hopefully get a little further into farming than I have been so far. Just kind of rolling through. There's been a lot of collections on here, but unfortunately I don't have any room in my item box, so I'm trying to free up some space, because once you take these and use them, they fall into these categories and it frees up that space available for other items. But it is kind of fun sometimes to go through and you know, hold on to these resources for several days, let them stack up, and then just get them all at one time. It just feels like there's so much to do on your account. But while I was away, I didn't really have a lot of time to play. It was a lot of, we were pretty busy at the seminar. We had a great time moving around teaching PE teachers, and it was a good time. But there was not a lot of downtime, and by the time we got back to the hotel, we were pretty exhausted. So didn't really get a lot of chance to get into the game and play around too much. But I got all my daily activities done while I was gone, so that, you know, I have all these rewards to kind of go through and help the account along in progress. But I'm going to finish collecting these guys up, and then I'm going to sell some of the gear that's less desirable, free up some space so that I can get some of the new gear I just bought with the 6-star legendary stuff, so we can build Brennan. Yeah, so yesterday off camera I pulled 20 Storm Relics, I pulled 10 Frost Relics and 20 Flame Relics. I also pulled 50 upgraded summons, hit Pity, got myself a Gilroy, and then I hit 60 of the, or these are special summons, I'm sorry, 60 of the rate up summons, and got myself my Brennan. So we're going to build him today. We didn't get anything else along the way. Still sitting on this, this relic selector here, so I'm pretty excited about that. Now that Nika is in the summoning pool, I did want to see if she, I'm going to use this and it's going to be like, no, I want to see if her Frost Relic is in here or not. So let's take a peek and see if we can find Nika somewhere in here. So it does not. So Morgan's Storm Relic is leading the way right now, but I haven't actually decided to pull the trigger because I have her Frost Relic. I haven't even built that yet. So I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, well, oh, there it is right up top. So Nika's Frost Relic is now in here, which is kind of cool because this was not available when I purchased this piece with rubies. I did spend $10 yesterday for summoning as well. So I'm up to 105 on the account. I don't know if that recorded or not, but I did pick up that purchase as well. So what a bonehead move. What a bonehead. Amateur hour over here. Amateur hour. So let's jump in here. I did get him up to 6-star 60. And then I think I got a Bull Awakening. Yes, I needed one. I literally had 29, and it's not open today. But one of my little lucky selectors ended up getting me that. So we can awaken them 3-star, so we can get that centerpiece of gear on him. I don't know how much further we can push on from here. Yeah, we need more rare. So we can at least get that second accessory on him as we build him to get those extra stats. So in his kit, just as a reminder, we're doing a lot of debuffs with the recovery disruption, as well as the taunt and the I thought it was, what is it called? Heal decay. It's in here somewhere. Barrier, recovery disruption. I thought he was doing heal decay. I don't know, maybe, but we're landing debuffs on, and as well as we're doing the taunt. So we definitely want to build him with effect accuracy. Probably going to get him in a vigor set because we're going to be spamming. It looks like probably his A2. I'm trying to think here. I guess it depends on what we're using him for. The recovery disruption is going to be big if we move into Aldry and get that going. And also in Arena, there's some cool stuff going on here that you might use as A2 or A3, but we're going to need a vigor set to be able to put that on and get that going. So we're going to go that route. So yesterday, along with spending $10 on some raid up summons, I also bought this with 1,500 rubies. You get 40 pieces of 6-star legendary vigor. And then today we obviously bought this one as well. So I'm going to go ahead and use this guy here and a couple of these, because we're going to be using both of these sets on Brennan and get some pieces available for use on him. That'd probably be one of my best builds yet. I did already get all 3 of these pieces because you can change the substats. We'll go ahead and do that and use those pieces on him. But I do need specific stats on these pieces on the ring and the earrings and necklace. So we're going to go with a couple versions of each of those and see if we can get the stats we're looking for. I do think that this purchase is probably one of the best values I've seen as far as rubies are concerned. And maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. But 1,500 rubies for 40 pieces of 6-star gear seemed like a pretty big win to me. So we're going to go over here, use this guy. We're going to do 1 of each of these guys, and let's do 3 of each of these guys, and then we'll have stuff to work on with them to kind of put a good build together and kind of put our best foot forward. So yeah, this is going to be a huge win for the account because I have been needing gear really bad. I'm actually going to try to save up today's login. I get some rubies. I'm going to try to buy 1 more of the vigor sets at least. If I can get 2 more, I might do that too. But yeah, this is going to be a big gain on the account. So come on in here. We scroll all the way down here. Find our Brennan here. We've got him decked out on the 6-star 60 with 3-star awakened. No chivalry yet. I did upgrade his skills. The second skill here is where you get the barrier count +2. It moves it up to 5 instead of 3 for 2 turns. So that's a good place to get those pieces. Probably could actually keep upgrading him, but I figure I'll start here and see how he goes. Jump into the equipment. Again, we want to get him in a vigor set as well as a accuracy set to make sure he's landing those debuffs as they come up. So we'll see what we got going on here. We're going to grab 6-star gear only, and we're going to grab vigor and accuracy, and we're going to see what we can put together on them here. So we jump into the build here. On these guys, your primary stats are always the same. This little substat never changes and is optional. So in a good piece, you have one. In a bad piece, you won't. But these 3 substats are changeable. So of these 2, I think I'm kind of leaning towards the accuracy because you got the effect accuracy already there. Although attack speed would be kind of a benefit as well, but there's other champions I'd rather have that attack speed on. So I think we're going to start here and see how this plays out. But we're going to equip that temporarily, move on to the chest plate. Ideally using the vigor set here. We got crit rate, effect resistance. And here, yeah, so we'll go ahead and use the vigor because we need 4 pieces of vigor and only 2 pieces of the accuracy set. So ideally we can get a couple of these guys in here. All right, so I think I put together a pretty good equipment set for him here. We got his helmet here with attack percent extra on there plus effect accuracy. Probably not any need to re-roll this. We're just going to go ahead and enhance it up. From there, we're going to go into his chest plate. We probably will actually try to get a roll of attack speed or effect accuracy would be the ones that we'd want to hit there. So we'll change that up. This one's got the attack speed on it. So we could try to re-roll it. We'll see where we end up with effect accuracy before we try to re-roll and get those extra stats. Over here we got effect accuracy as a main stat, crit rate, crit damage, and defense. He does stack up some of his damage from defense, so defensive stats are really good for him. It makes him tanky, plus he gets a little extra damage. Ideally here we'd have a defense percent stat, but you know, we'll probably roll these into either attack speed or effect accuracy as well. And then on the ring we got defense percent with attack speed as a secondary. So this is going to be a pretty good situation going on here. On the belt itself, we got to come back and turn these guys off because those aren't available. I'm trying to think here. We can't put a set together yet because he's not 6-star awakened, so we're just going to go ahead and do the best we can. Defense with effect accuracy. Ideally on the primary stat here we'd be at effect accuracy, but we're going to go this route because at least we're getting defense in a little bit. So that's going to be there. And then on this guy we have one option, although you know what, I have this stuck on 6-star, so let's do 5 and 6-star. We can even drop this to 4-star just to make sure we get the right gear on him. So that's there. Let's see if we do have an effect accuracy belt we can put on him. Here we go. So this would be better. So let's go ahead and put that on there. And then on this guy here, we could do attack speed or some kind of defense. I'm trying to think what else would be a benefit for him here. Having substats of effect accuracy would be good. Evasion wouldn't be the worst thing either. All right, so I think we're going to grab this one, get a little bit extra defense plus this effect accuracy, and get that going on him. So we're going to get these leveled up. We've got 7.5 million silver, so hopefully that's enough to at least get this build moving in the right direction. Then we'll put him to work and see how we do in the dungeon. All right, so I think we got somewhere here. On this guy here, we didn't do any adjustments because it spread out all of our upgrades equally, and so we had attack accuracy, so we went with it. On the chest plate here, we got a 3 roll on, I think it was crit rate actually, but we moved that into attack speed. So this piece actually might end up going on my Morgan at some point with 17 extra attack speed there, but we also have defense down here. On the boots, we got attack speed on a single roll. Again, it spread them all out, so we didn't do a whole lot of work there, but trying to move it up. We got effect accuracy here, a 3 roll on defense percentage, but we do have crit rate and crit damage on this piece, so I feel like this is a pretty strong piece in general, so we're going to leave that alone. Although if I am trying to get my Morgan faster, getting this into a attack speed could be a big win because this would be a great piece for her as well. And then over here, we got attack speed roll on 2, and then defense and defense percent. Ideally, there would be some effect accuracy in there as well, but I did only roll this up to 9, and that way, that 4th stat that comes in when you enhance to level 12, I did not have to worry about rolling through that. I had a 33% chance of hitting the one I wanted, as opposed to a 25% chance. So every time you roll it up just that little bit more, it can make a difference. We got a 2 roll here, so we got that into effect accuracy to help us out. So we're going to enhance that up to 12. As we went through our 7.5 million gold, we are down to 2, and I don't know, I'm hoping we make it. We're going to be pretty close. So we get in here, get some defense is going to be good, and then here and enhance, we should make it. We're going to make it barely. So we got some HP and crit rate. So we'll take that. That's pretty good. Got some extra defense on them with the effect accuracy there. So all in all, at the end of the day, we used 6 million gold for this build. Which is pretty brutal actually, but if we take a peek at what we got out of that, we got effect accuracy at 111%, which is the highest I've ever gotten to. So we could probably actually bring that down to increase other stats as we need them, maybe defense or attack, to get him a little more, do a little more damage potentially, but he's not really in there for damage. The other thing we got is his attack speed up to 163, which is pretty strong. All right, so we've run out of gold. We got a couple skill ups here on the A3 and the A1. We got the Relic Awakened all the way to 5-star here. We did not get it to 6-star. We're maxed out at 5-star 50. We ran out of gold. Of course we did. We always run out of gold. I had, what did I have? 7.5 million gold when I started this. So silly. But we do have the Gorgos event going on right now, so I'll probably jump in there and get a little more gold as well. I was pretty excited. I stacked up 7.5 million. It goes building one character. So we're going to go back into the restricted area, into the event dungeon, see if we can press on into the Frozen Heart stage 8 here. I am going to bring the Cormac down and bring Brennan in and just see on this fast team lapping the enemy how this works. So the first thing is we got to go in here and actually check and see how the skill order is going to play out. On this A3, attacks all enemies twice. Total damage is here. 90% chance to inflict the recovery disruption for 1 turn. On the A2 here, we have the taunt. So probably think about spamming that taunt and putting the barrier up. What might be the way to go. And then recovery disruption. So I think we're going to go this route here. So that the taunt comes in, because I think these guys hit really hard. So if we're getting just their A1 abilities on Brennan, that might be a great way to go. And then we'll see if we can get through it. But we'll go there and see what happens. I did outspeed my Morgan with Sergius, which is kind of a problem because he's going to go first and speed everybody up. But now she should be 60% faster than she is right now. So it gives the enemy a better chance of coming in here. With Lancelot, he is stacking up these burns as well. So if they do get a turn, hopefully we're doing some serious damage. We got a taunt on that guy there. So that's good. Got the taunt back on that guy. Maybe we switch targets so that Brennan can taunt each of them. So once we get the taunt on, we'll move on to another target. Just so, yeah, he comes with that huge smack and just puts everybody stunned and we're down. So I feel like there could be merit here. We're probably going to need to be faster than we are right now. But that's not bad. That's better than I did last time for sure. So let's go ahead and we're going to retry this. We're going to spread the taunt out a little more strategically as it's going through these abilities. The guys with the highest turn meter will put taunt on. So this guy here would be the next one for taunt. And if we can keep these guys hitting their A1s, that would be a huge win. And I'll move over to this guy. And if we can keep him off that huge ability, I think we might be able to... Nope, we did not. Oh, okay, that worked out okay. Man, we're not doing good on turn meter for any reason at all. I don't know. Maybe we had good RNG that first time around. So we're going to switch gears here a little bit. I think the speed team could work, but it's going to have to be significantly better than what I have. So with Brennan, he does do the barrier. So those first few hits, you're actually going to be able to negate any damage at all. With his lead ability, you do have... Oh, where'd he go? He's all the way down here. Why is he all the way down here? He does get defense 20%. So that is going to help him in his damage that he's doing, which is pretty good. But we're going to put him in there for that added tank ability there. And then we're going to try to go straight damage to see if we can get these guys knocked out. They are frost. So we'd be looking for either flame. I don't really have a great damage dealer in flame. So I think we'll bring in Morgan just to kind of slow them down a little bit. Probably bring in a Bedivere, and I'm thinking we bring in Cormac. And between those two damage dealers, hopefully we can start picking them apart before they go too frequently and take out our shields. So we'll see how this works. I don't think a big healer is going to help us in this space because they do so much damage. I don't know that the healers are going to be able to overcome what they're doing. So at least the healers I have and how well they're working. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to see. We got taunt right there. We're going to move over to this guy and get taunt, hopefully. And then, in fact, we should probably take it off auto. That would probably help us out a little bit. Let's give ourselves a better chance here. So we're going to go for here, get the taunt on. This guy's got the highest turn meter. So we'll get that over there. And that's on for 2 turns too, which is actually really good. Hopefully we can land this. I should have clicked on somebody else because we already had the defense down there. Bedivere, let's go after the guy with the defense down, see if we can get some damage on him. Cormac, we're going to run our A3 and do as much damage as we can. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, we're not going to get through 2 of them. These guys hit really hard. So that's pretty tough. I kind of feel like the dot damage could be the way to go. So I took a step back on a previous level. The struggle here with Brennan is with a speed team, his barrier he starts you out with is completely useless because you go 2 turns before the enemy gets a turn. So it doesn't actually benefit you at all. Now running him in this in this setting is actually going to benefit just in the points that we get, because we get extra 75% points for having him on the team. But unfortunately, this composition really is kind of fighting itself, because he's there to put a shield up on your folks, so you almost want them a little slower. But I don't know how that's going to help you in the next level with those giants, because they hit so hard and they're fast. So if they're moving that quickly, you're not going to be able to, even if you're doing a lot of damage, you're going to have to kill them before the barrier's gone, which is not, I don't think it's going to work out. So at least with the builds I have. So I'm going to let this one play through, and then I'm going to see about what champions they want us to use and see if putting a team together there might be a benefit. But that being said, in this environment, if he's able to taunt all the enemies and they do get a turn, in that space, they're going to come hit him, and he's going to have a barrier on himself, but it's only going to be a one-hit barrier. So theoretically, if they're doing, you know, one big hit, it's just never going to do any damage, because he's going to keep them from doing it. So this composition can work, but you do need to get the taunt on all the enemies. And I think in order to do that against a really fast enemy, you're just going to have to be significantly faster than I am, which is what we're running into in the next level. But it is kind of an interesting dynamic. The more I thought about it, I was like, this actually kind of works pretty good, because he does have that barrier on. But let's take a peek and see which champions they recommend to use so that you get the bonus rewards. So you got Brennan here, you got Gilroy. My Gilroy's not built, and I don't have enough gold to build him after I just spent $7.5 million on Brennan. They got Gawain here. That's kind of an interesting pick. I'm assuming just for damage. Clementine, Accolone. See, I feel like Accolone, I think he doubles up on what Brennan's doing. I don't know that he's bringing anything new to the table. But in here, I'm not really seeing anything that would be an outright game changer as far as getting through this level. But I'm probably overlooking something. So I'll have to horse around with it and see what I can figure out. But I am going to go back to the speed team and see if I go off auto. But I do think that if I take it off auto, what I'm going to have the ability to do is potentially get the taunt spread out amongst all four of them, where they come in and hit Brennan each time. And if I can make that happen, I think that I should be able to make it through. As far as like maybe one cycle should be all it really takes. So here we're going to grab, it looks like they all have almost the exact same turn meters, so we're going to grab the guy with the defense down just to do a little extra damage. On Lancelot, we're going to be running that A3, trying to stack up those dots and those burns. So that's going to be a big win. Here we're going to run our A3 now to speed everybody back up so we can lap the enemy. Hopefully Morgan, I might have to work on Morgan, because her effect accuracy doesn't seem to be landing as frequently as it should. Like, we didn't get anything done right there, which is going to be a problem. We've got him taunted already, and it looks like this guy's got the next highest turn meter, so let's see if we can get a taunt there. We're going to get some more dot damage on the enemy here, and that taunt comes in, does almost no damage, so that's totally tolerable. The problem right now is we are stacked up, and we're about ready to get a lot of turn meters. We don't have our A3. Oh no, that's bad right there, not having the A3. Yeah, I'm not real sure. We're not going to make it back to Morgan. We're going to get smacked. All right, we got to pay attention to that A3 for Sergius, make sure we still have it. Should have used Lancelot's A1 to verify that we got it. So we're going to try it one more time. I hit exit. I should have hit retry. And see if we can do a little better. I feel like there's merit in this team, but I do think Morgan, her effect accuracy is pretty low, and I think that if I rebuilt her, probably even putting her in Brennan's gear, I'd be a little better off, but I would be missing out on some of that speed. So let's go into here. What does the A2 actually do? Focus target. Yeah, let's do it. So we didn't land any of it. Okay, that's probably because his effect accuracy is super low, because I never use him for that. So here, we brought turn meter down a little bit here and there. We're going to go ahead. We're high here, so we're going to get that taunt on him. We have 5 vigor, so we can do what we want. You know, push that on, get some burns. Barely land. We didn't land any burns over here. That's no good. We're going to get our Sergius boosting our turn meter, get us lap the enemy. Hopefully, we're going to bring this turn meter down right here. And we did barely. We still have the taunt on him. Next highest is going to be this guy right here. So let's get it on that guy. So now we have 2 of them taunted, which is good. And it's taunted for 2 turns, so I just have to get through here enough. Now, if I use this like I did last time, I'm not going to have my A3 available, so we're going to use our A1 here. I say we go ahead and put it on this guy, try to get a couple extra burns on him or whatever. Get in here, we're going to boost our team up. Oh, we're not going to lap him. We did lap him. Okay, so we got to get going here and hopefully push down these turn meter. We didn't get this guy, so this guy's in the danger zone here. We're going to go ahead and do this, get our turn meter boosted back up, get Brennan and taunt this guy. So now we've got taunts on him. So all 3 of these guys, when they have a turn, are going to be attacking here. Turn meter here is looking pretty good. So we should be able to get back around. We have 3 vigor, so we're going to use the A1 again for Lancelot just to stack up that vigor. Probably go on him because he's got the defense down, just do a little extra damage. 500 at a time is tickling. That dude's A1 just smacked and one-shot my Brennan. That is the disadvantage of this team. I have no heals. So now all those taunts are gone, so we pretty much are dead now. So we'll go ahead and turn this on auto, and I might have to go back to the drawing board because this team is not the way to do it, apparently. I think it could work if it were faster, but unfortunately it's not, and that's just where we're at right now. But I do have a lot of that gear, that 6-star gear I bought, that I can start upgrading Morgan and Sergius, bringing their attack speeds up, which I need to do anyway for Forbidden Dungeon. So that could be a huge win if I can get that going, but I'm going to need a lot more gold than I have right now. But we are actually getting close to getting one of these guys down. So I do think if I got effect accuracy going on Morgan, where she was actually doing a little more 3 stuns, we're done. Get smacked. But that was the first time I've ever killed one, so that's a good start. But anyway, so that's kind of what I got for you on Brennan. Wanted to build him, kind of go through his kit and see. I was hoping to get some progress, but unfortunately no progress today. But he definitely has some good pieces of gear on there. Let me know in the comments below if I built him wrong, if you built him different, had more success. All that stuff just helps me get better, and I'd love to hear from you guys. So appreciate you hanging out with me all the way to the end. I look forward to seeing you next time.